Club. This is Saturday of week number 5. We are way out there. Quick recap. We're round 3 coming up, and Terry Malloy has scored a pretty cool strike actually with GB Packer fan. Difficult knight and 1 pawn versus knight. Endgame back from round 2. So Terry Malloy taking an early lead at +1. And now we got round 3, which is 3-1, 4-5, and 2-6. Looks like a bye for me. I think I have a bye. Yeah, so here's something to go back to old time's sake. I will be just watching. And I can show you both games. So here's Concord Born and GB Packer fan. Oh, they have already got moving. And this position, real quick. So black has an outside pass pawn. That's a huge asset. Also a good king. You'll see that black king get out there. And Packer's got a tough challenge. He's got to control this pawn. So you see his knight's gone off into the corner. And now black can do a couple of different things. So this has already developed rapidly into I'm not sure. Looks like white's going to just have to sacrifice his knight here. It could be even a little worse if black plays knight e6, knight d4, maybe, I wonder. Okay, so Terry Malloy back after a couple weeks. Great to have Terry back in action, and he seems to be playing strongly too. But anyway, he's having a good time and taking the early lead, in fact, and but a little rusty with the controls, so they're a little slow getting their game going. Meanwhile, Concord Born has seems like it's just taken complete control of this, and unless Packer can, no, I don't think so. There's no way. I was gonna say, unless Packer can get that H pawn before it's too late. Now it's just too late. There's nothing you can do here. Maybe with a bishop, sometimes you might be able to survive one of these things. Certainly, the wrong bishop, you could just lose your rook pawn and still draw because you can't get the thing. But with the knight, it seems to me pretty sure. And it can only argue for a little while here, so that's not going to be going anywhere. There's my miss. And let's see what they're up to. So, good luck. It looks like Terry Malloy has got the game going, and he's thinking about it. 3 minutes on the clock, 0 seconds time increment. No time delay at all. But Terry's coming into this a little bit unprepared. Specifically, that is, with the chapter 5. But anyway, So taking almost a whole minute there to definitely look things over, which I would do too. So we'll see here if he can do that. Meanwhile, you can see the conclusion here. Conquered Born. Actually, a little bit of a time scramble. But Conquered Born's up on the clock, so if he would just get his knight out of the way, he could easily get that h4 pawn off the board. There we go. So that takes care of that. And now knight e4, knight f2. And that will take care of that fellow. Oh, that's checkmate. So Conquered Born with a clean finish there. I'd have to go back over the moves. I'll show you real quickly if you want to have a quick review of what they played. So King e7, Knight c4, a4, f4. So maybe Packer could have developed his king faster. But this is very much like first look commentary here, so don't quote me. Yeah, I think king position is worth a look there. Let's get to the other board. So here, a little bit better king position for my math. So King e7, developing the king. Nice solid move from Terry and Malloy. We'll look at it from White's point of view if you want. A4, King f1 right away. So that's a good move. More king moves. King comes out here, and now this is very dangerous because if you play King d3, there's a knight fork. Pretty much ends the game. Trading knights and then leaving you with an outside pawn. Okay, so tough situation for White. He needs to play knight d. This is interesting. My mass is following very long. This is a Kasparov game, by the way, or Kasparov if you want to be. Kasparov had the block pieces, and he did a really nice job of illustrating not just some good technique here, but he didn't. See, so what's going on? White's king right now is responsible for that a pawn, right? So he's going to try to make his. Wow, nice move from my mass. King c2, trying to get some use out of the king, was still keeping an eye on the a pawn. Terry Malloy not really slowed down there. There's King e4 and King f3 coming up. He's going to go after whatever he can get, the f pawn or the h pawn. So that leaves the white knight. And first of all, the knight can hold f2, but then if the black knight comes over, that's going to be 2-on-1, right? So what Kasparov did nicely was okay, well, let's forget that story. So this is exciting. My mass had decided to really make a break for it, in effect. With f4, he can't play h4 now. Probably, I'm thinking that was a mistake, but it's all very concrete too, because if you can imagine, right, it either is or it isn't a mistake. If you mix the queen with the f pawn, that's a whole different game. That's going to be the knight. Oh, okay, well, that's not good. But even now, okay, if White can get that a3 pawn and the knight can nail that h pawn. Oh, should have waited a moment. He might have had him. No, so Terry Malloy is going to flag. That's what's going to happen. Fork. There it is. Okay, that's very nice because that's not exactly a flag, right? That's actually a draw. Wow, great defense from my mass. So again, for a moment there, you're thinking, oh, f5, that's going to decoy the knight a little bit. Maybe you get some counterplay. White king will go up here, but then you see the fork, and you're like, well, that's just hopeless. This is not hopeless. So here's the plan, right? The white king gets the a pawn, and then hopefully that knight can get that h pawn. And because there's so many forking things, you can't just race the h pawn. So Terry Malloy had to play real accurately. Maybe king g3 would have been the thing, but hard to do in time pressure. Okay, so par is 0-1. Okay, so I think we're wrapping up this video, but so that's actually par for Packer and Concord Born. Concord Born making it look easier than it should have been, but good play, definitely. Strong, straightforward attack there by Concord Born, getting an early king position. So Packer needed to get his king into the game a little better. And the okay, so that brings us to the end of round 3, and it looks like it's all tied up. So all tied up again at par for everybody. Thanks for watching the video, and we'll get you round 4.